I've actually got something else I wanted to do with you guys today, and it'll involve me closing Rocket League. Let me show you guys what I've got planned here. I think this should be a bit of interesting content. I'm not. First of all, I'll give you a little preface. I'm not doing this to. There we go. I'm not doing this to bash on Excel. I'm not doing this to try to bring attention to the fact that they're struggling. I'm just doing this because I really want to know myself why Excel are struggling. So information that you're going to need to understand what the purpose of this. Okay, so Excel have been struggling since they picked up Marky. They lost the DreamHack qualifier pretty early. Then they've since then bombed out 2 Gfinities.
Marriage is a bit like a deck of cards. At the beginning, all you kitten is 2 hearts and a diamond.
That's bad.
By the end, you wish that you had a club and a spade.
That's mean. Thanks for the 250 bits to Fox of Phoenix. And Tyrannism, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, the Twitch Prime sub. It's that time of day, guys. Remember to check and see if your Twitch Prime is available. And then when you find out that it is, just close my stream, go to somebody else's stream and sub. That's probably what's going to happen. A bunch of other people on Twitch just got Twitch Prime subs because I remembered them. Reminded that it was a thing. So yeah, I've got Pondix's perspective here from I think what I'll do, I'm not gonna listen into the comms or anything. Let's put on some music in the background. Let's listen to some epic trailer music. This will be very applicable. Right, I'll put this on loop. Here we go. Okay, so let's give this VOD a quick watch. I've downloaded the VOD because watching it as a video is a bit better than using Twitch's VOD player. Twitch don't have a particularly good VOD player. Alright, so this is the... Oh wait, it looks like this might not be a clean start to the game. Okay, they're going to give that one another go. Here we go. Alright. So this is going to be Pondix stream of another XL Gfinity loss. Let's do a quick VOD review here. New type of VOD review. We're watching first person perspective because I don't have the replays. And this wasn't streamed from a casting POV. But yeah, XL recently picked up Marky Duda to go alongside Niels Cock and Pondix. And Niels and Pondix finished last season in RLCS in 5th place alongside their teammate at the time, Zensas. Marky, of course, finished off 6th place with Flipside Tactics, Cuxer, and Mystic. So you would think putting those 3 players together would be a pretty good team, right?
Cuxer highlights. Please make more videos of this genre.
Yeah, I think I will, Lantern Kun, I will. But thanks for the year of subbing and epic toasty the main hen. How's Germany, mate? Thanks for the 18 months, I appreciate that. How's Germany treating you? You need to tell me your story soon. But yeah, back to... Before I lose my train of thought again. Oh my goodness, you guys are just too kind. Think single-bladed for the 8 months.
Add a message to the streamer. NMBPN. NNP. NP. BNNNN. BNNNN. ZZZZBT.
Thanks for
BLNM,
thanks for
BLNM,
this
BLNM,
excellent
BLNM, 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 BLNM.
I like that bit at the end, actually. That's good. Okay, so we have 3 rank S players: Niels, Pondix, and Marky. Niels, by the way, who does great in rank S. In rank S, he finished off, I think, 2nd place in December's rank S leaderboard. Pondix, for a long time, every team he's on seems to do well. Since he's sort of exploded onto the scene in Penta. At least does well in tournaments like this. Not so well in RLCS until last season. But in tournaments like this, Gfinity, Pondix usually crushes it. And Marky, of course, needs no introduction. Although a lot of people think he's washed up, I think he's still obviously a good player. Not playing at his best because he's been trying to get back into it after taking a break. But this is a matchup that you would not expect Excel to lose. They're against ARJJ, Lindo WLF, I don't know what that means, and somebody behind the ball there who's Monkey, I think it is. It looks like Mo, so maybe Monkey. Good so far, just got the internet hearing about flat on Monday. Might be moving in, fingers crossed. Dude, good luck with that. Wish you the best. So, this is sorry for the lower quality, this is the quality that all the quality I was able to get when I downloaded this VOD, so we're going to be watching in slightly lower quality than you're used to seeing on my stream. But let's just pay attention to what's going wrong for Excel here. Why are 3 rank S players struggling against 3 players who are completely unknown in the competitive scene? And this would, you know, maybe we could have written this off as a one-time, like, just fluke. But this has been happening to Excel quite a lot recently. They've been losing to players who they really shouldn't be losing to. And this is the third time that you could argue that it's happened. Frames are countable with the naked eye. Maybe I can do it like this. Should we just do it like this? Let's see what that looks like in OBS. Yeah, let's just do it like this, in fact, because then at least the quality won't look as bad. But this is what happens when you download other people's Twitch VODs that aren't in 60 FPS. But we'll leave it smaller. It looks a bit better. Do you want me to make it even smaller? So we can still tell what's going on. But yeah, to start things off, Excel not looking too shaky. Rotation looking pretty good. Good spread of players. Nobody really double committing or stealing boost or bumping each other. And of course, we do have Pondix in the Batmobile, Niels and Marky both in the Octane. Full screen, please. I don't think so. I think we'll have to do it like this. This is probably looks a bit better, to be honest. And yeah, I didn't actually see this whole series. I only saw this from
Hey Johnny, would
Game
you like
3
to
onwards.
hear a joke?
Oh dear.
Is your refrigerator running? Well, you better catch it. Ha, ha, ha. Hope you get that camera soon.
Thanks, Anti-ZG, for the excellent joke. Alright, so Pondix with a great early dodge, gets a block here. Whiff on the
Why
backboard.
can't a nose be 12 inches long?
I don't know.
Because then it would be a foot. BLN MBLN 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 M nose goes.
Thanks
Nose
for the
goes.
£3.
Nose goes.
£3. Another great joke, Zelda Techie. But here we go. So, how does Pondix miss this? I actually don't know. And in missing it, he actually tried to last second score it and flicked it past. I think it was Marky who was coming in. So, bit unfortunate there for Excel. Not the best start. Of course, the thing, it's not exactly analysis for me to say, oh, Pondix should score this. That's pretty obvious. What should Pondix do though is ignore the defender above him, because the only reason to be in this position that he's in here, like literally the only reason to be here is if the defender is whiffing. And this is something that's very hard to do in Rocket League, is to ignore the defender, because the defender might touch the ball. But really the only way that Pondix is going to be helping his team is if the defender misses. So he should ignore the defender, just pre-jump and score the ball when it comes down underneath the crossbar. And then if the defender does make contact, no doubt one of his teammates behind him will be able to deal with it. But if he doesn't do that, he's watching the defender the whole time, last second the defender whiffs, and then he goes for the ball. So a bit of a misplay there, just not identifying his role in the attack. But not a disaster. I mean, they've missed an open net, but still 0-0, game 1. So should be fine. It's a good pass in field by Pond. Met well by the defender though. Again, we're starting to see this is the sort of thing that's been causing Excel trouble. So this is good. But this is what follows is actually pretty bad, because we see Marky wants to come in and take this ball, but Pondix has just broken rotation and fakes Marky off it. Now Marky misses. People might think Marky washed up, but that's actually kind of Pondix's fault for just breaking rotation, driving straight at the ball, and making Marky think that he shouldn't go for it, for fear of being dunked on by a teammate. So I'd say a couple of mistakes early from our Danish friend here. This is certainly not Pondix's fault here. This that should have been saved on the back wall. Niels just missed this, I think. Yeah, Niels just missed. Not the greatest clear here by Marky. That could be much better. Of course, what could Marky do to clear that ball better is make sure that the ball hits the curve of the wall rather than bouncing on the floor and then bouncing on the wall and coming back out into the midfield where Lindo can strike it really hard. Of course, if Marky bounces it up the wall, it's a bit harder for the other team to get to quickly. It might be the best. You said that Kronovi might. I've said that Kronovi might be the best in the world at ignoring the defender. Yeah, maybe. Anything to do with having played Sarp? I don't think so. I don't think it's anything to do with that. Yeah, this is still Niels as well. Certainly missing the ball. He should definitely make a play there. Thoughts on Justin joining NRG? I'm excited to see what happens. Alright, so let's see what goes wrong here. So Marky going for a fast kickoff. If your teammate in threes is going for a fast kickoff, you should absolutely leave somebody in goal. This is a big misplay by Excel. Just not playing the... Like, what would have happened here, I can tell you, is Marky would have said back right. And then Niels goes to back right to meet the ball. So what Pondix should do to sort of complement this strategy is think, okay, Marky's got a plan. He's trying to put the ball back right. If that plan goes well, Niels is going to get the possession. If it doesn't go well, then what could happen? Maybe the ball could bounce into our goal. Maybe the other team are going to kill it and somebody's going to cheat. Both of those situations, Pondix should try to stay middle. He shouldn't go to the side here. And I'm not just trying to make this Pondix bashing, but yeah, I don't like that he goes for boost here. It's certainly a bit risky, and you can see why. Like, even though Marky's kickoff is usually very good, and he's usually able to get that ball to the back right, the other team dunked on him. We didn't see the replay there because they skipped it. That might be a bit foolish as well. I should probably watch and see what happened there on the actual impact.
Sorry for the brief interruption.
What is it, Brian?
Here from the YouTube channel, and just wanted to let you know I love your content.
That's totally...
Thanks.
That is a totally acceptable interruption. I appreciate the 500 shares. Lucas Klink, thanks for swinging over from YouTube. I appreciate you. But yeah, there's so far lots of mistakes for Excel. Another pretty bad hit here from Marky. So this is good from Pondix. Gets a pinch downfield. Follow up from Marky isn't terrible. Pondix maybe could have done better there. Niels certainly could have done better there with a clean whiff. But this is a really, really good pass. That's an excellent pass. And oh, I've double clicked here. Marky should just try and get some more height on this ball. He should try and make sure that this ball doesn't bounce up, because if it bounces back into the midfield, at least then his team can do something with it. He should just try and get more height on it, because this is just so safe. No danger there for the other team. They can take their time with that, and nobody can follow up on Excel. But it's lots of whiffs coming in. I did say Niels whiffed the ball once there. Marky with a miss hit. Pondix with a miss hit. Lots of just individual misplays. And these sort of individual misplays make it hard for them to trust each other. Because when somebody calls something, the other players are thinking, is he really going to get what he wants here? Is he really going to make the contact that he's looking for? Zelda Taki, thanks for the 3.
First we have Beanvo, and now we have Marky Puda. Who is next?
Who is next? Who's Beanvo, Marky Puda? Who's next? Probably better I don't say, because somebody's just going to go and tweet at me. Can't believe Johnny's being so mean again. To me. What did I ever do? Even if I'm just like predicting who's going to be the next Marky Puda. Hold on. Oh dear. What on earth is happening here? How are these whiffs? Like, that's a good pass. Well, it's decent. It could be a bit further forward, but not terrible. Idea. And then Niels with a huge whiff. It's so uncharacteristic of these guys to be making so many individual misplays. Another whiff, but this time probably just a misinput rather than a rather than bad timing. But yeah, I don't need to tell you guys about who's whiffing. Like, that's pretty obvious that, yeah, don't whiff the ball. That's not exactly the best Rocket League strategy advice, is it? Alright, Pondix looking for a read here. Again, not able to get the power that he's looking for, but the pressure remains. You can see they're trying passing plays. I like that they're at least trying to pass the ball to each other. What they could perhaps be doing better, Excel that is being more ready for passes. Because a lot of these passes are not quite being met at the correct angle. That's a great back pass actually by the other team. That's very well done. Because the passing play from Excel again was looking almost ready to come to fruition. It's a good challenge again. The other team are actually playing quite well. I don't know what the other team are called, but they're not playing terribly. It's a bit of a giveaway there by Pond. I would have preferred that to be a pass. Or at least maybe a more booming hit to the backboard. But yeah, 14 seconds. Looks like game 1 is going to be over pretty swiftly. Thoughts overall on the future and Excel's future in Season 5? I think that they've got potential. I think that they can definitely fix their problems if they try. One of the reasons I didn't put the audio on here is because I don't want to be talking about their comms and stuff like that. But my one thing that I would say about their comms is that it kind of got pretty sad pretty fast. Like, things, as soon as the second that things would start going badly, it was already down in the dumps, absolute silence. And it's a problem that Excel have had in the past. It's sort of been a bit too quiet, I think, when they're losing, instead of trying. I mean, Marky excuse me, Marky's not had that problem in his competitive history, but I think Excel have. They kind of get a bit down on themselves. But that's another story. That's not what we're really looking at today. We're looking at gameplay. Great passing play here. Should have been a goal. Should still be a goal. Good save. Should absolutely have been a goal there, though. The passing was decent. You don't know Money Talk? Not really, nah. Not really seen much of him. In before Money Talk tweeting at me, saying that my game knowledge, or my knowledge of the EU scene, is unacceptable because I've never seen him play. That's a great pass, great shot. Finally, Excel looking like rank S players. It's an excellent pass by Marky. Completely wrong-footed the defense. Can they beat you, me, and Clifford the Big Red Dog? I think, yeah, Excel should be fine. I mean, they're into RLCS no matter what this season. They're into Gfinity Elite Series no matter what. So they don't need to worry about qualifying. They just need to fix their problems. Great play again by Pondex in the air, what we come to expect from him. A bit unfortunate for Marky off the bar. Yeah, this is looking a lot better now for Excel. Does Gfin have VODs on YouTube? I think, yeah, Gfin Elite Series have VODs on YouTube from Season 1. I don't know about Season 2. Okay, hold on. I was looking at my chat there. It's backing up 20 seconds. So this is the Pondex aerial.
Here's Johnny.
Asanin. No, wait. Hold on before I misread again. This is so hard to read when everything's lowercase. Asinine Ace Tone. Okay, Asinine Ace Tone. Everything's lowercase on alerts. I don't know why. Alright, let's take a look. What happens here? But yeah, Asinine Ace Tone, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate that, by the way. Very welcome here. I just got so caught up in trying to read your name, I forgot to say thank you. It's a bit of an overcommit there, maybe, by Excel. Before Pondex can recover, that's a good rebound from Money Talk to punish their overextension. The problem there for Excel was that they used pretty much all of their boosts in attack and they had none left to recover with. So, long ball went into the crossbar and nobody had enough boost to comfortably chase it. That's always been one of, I think, Marky Duda's weaknesses as a player, is those high overhead clears. Perhaps should have been a goal there. Oof, good save, but Excel should be scoring these chances. The good demo by Pond. Of course, that's one of the things that he's well known for. Is his demo plays. Got some incredibly epic music on the go here. I just put on whatever, what do you call it, copyright free playlist I could find. No, there wasn't really any reasoning behind it. Yeah, the clears, I think, are another thing that could be better for Excel here. Lots of thoughtless or limited thought going into their clears. Of course, that one from Pond was a little bit more tricky. He needed to just get rid of it from an awkward position. But when they do have an option on the half volley, that's when they could really be doing a lot better, I think. Pentagram Jesus, thanks for the $5 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for the 16 months in a row as well. You're far too kind, man. And welcome back. Our opponent's getting a little bit high there. That was a big opportunity for a player like him. Yeah, he's a player who does make a lot of cuts across the midfield, which isn't always a bad thing. It can sometimes be bad. Oh, Marky again, so unfortunate. This time the joint and down. A bit ironic. Marky hitting the joint in game. But yeah, Pond is a player who makes some surprising lines sometimes, and when he's rotating out. Goes for a lot of demos, goes for a lot of early interceptions, and that can work out well if his team read what he's doing and they don't get out of position when he does it. A few times when Pond is going for a play which is actually fine to go for, I think it's just a familiarity thing. Marky's just not used to playing with them, and he's not expecting that to happen. It doesn't go well. There you go. Good dunk. Niels with a good pass as well. Unfortunately, Marky didn't block Niels there. Why is 2/3 of the screen black? It's because if I full screen this, it becomes very framey, because it's just a low quality downloaded VOD. So I don't want to make it any. I think it's a 720p 30 FPS VOD, so I don't want to full screen it because I'm of course streaming in 1080p 60 FPS, and the quality will look horrible if I full screen it. I know it's not the best, but it's all we can work with. Yeah, right here, that is so risky by Excel, my goodness. These challenges are so YOLO. Like, that's pretty normal by Pond. But where on earth is Marky going to there? Like, why is he doing this challenge? He's like second, he's not even close to getting to the ball first. And then Niels, in third man position, throws himself in as well. What is going on? Could definitely use a lesson in how to stall a bit better there. Of course, Pond was recovering, but he wasn't full boost, and wasn't back quite yet. Marky got bumped into oblivion. He is going very aggressively at the ball. Granted, Marky has had some very unfortunate shots this game, and Pond could have had a couple of goals himself, a couple more goals rather, if his shots had just been a little bit higher. Life is a hologram, thanks to the Prime sub. That's an interesting name. Life is a hologram. Sounds like a movie. There you go. Again, Pond looking for some good exit demos. I guess taken out of the game for his trouble. But is it going to be 1-1? I think, if I remember correctly, it is a 1-1 series after this one. Spoiler alert. And of course, when you do have a team like this, like Excel, losing game 1 and then coming back and winning game 2, you think, okay, they're fine now. They should just, close game 2. They're probably going to stomp game 3, stomp game 4. That's what you would expect. They did have double the shots of their opponents here, so, a little bit unfortunate perhaps that they didn't win by more. But is that what happens? Do they go on to win game 2 or game 3 and 4? Do they, win at least 2 out of the next 3 games? Am I going to roast Envy after this? No, I'm not roasting anyone. I'm just, I didn't ask, or Excel didn't ask me to do this. I didn't ask them if I could do this. I know that if I did, they'd probably say that they prefer me not to, so I just didn't ask. Because I don't really care. It's like I'm not doing this to coach them or anything. I'm just genuinely curious. What is going wrong with Excel? Why are 3 rank S individually gifted players struggling to beat teams that they should have no problem beating? It was actually a good leave here by that leave here by Niels is actually pretty good. This is something I expect to see more of in Season 5, is deliberate fake aerials, because by Niels going up here, both the defenders know that they're getting beat to the ball, so there's no point in jumping, because they know Niels is beating them. But what they don't know is that Niels is actually not going to go, and then he leaves it, and then because Niels has left it, Pond, who is further back, can go for the ball, and it's still a free hit, because in the time that Niels delayed the defense by faking it, Pond was able to get close enough to beat them. Doesn't get the goal though. His aim's been a little bit off, as Pondix's aim. That's another goal for Lindo. Window WLF. Marky again struggling in the clear ball situation. Niels pops it. Marky wasn't ready for it. Goes up. tries to take control of the situation, but he just gets bumped into the corner. And that's good placement by Lindo to get it away from Niels. But yeah, Marky should be doing better with this. This is not it's not an easy situation, but it's definitely a situation he should be able to at least stall a bit longer than that to let Niels come back and help him out. Good read there by Arju. I think it's Arju. It's hard to read some of the names on this quality. Another thing that's worth mentioning is that for their first Gfinity loss, Niels was streaming. And I know Niels is absolutely someone who can get tilted by his stream. Pondix was streaming this one, and that's how he got the VOD. But I don't know if Pondix is someone who gets tilted very easily while streaming. But yeah, if they want to try hard, they should definitely not stream. That's for sure. Now let's see, Marky and Pond kind of looking for the same ball here. Pond turns around, correctly so. But this is a bit of hesitation. If he's not going to challenge that, he should turn earlier. And he does get punished for it. Again, good job though by the opponents. They've taken their chances very well. 2 chances, 2 goals. Very clinical. Good placement in the shot once more. And despite Excel's, I think, still greater shot tally, they're not making them count. That's a good pass. Shot just over by Marky. Now, the opponents are scrambling. What are the opponent's team? What's the opponent's team called? Somebody know in chat what the opponent's team is actually called? Oh dear, that 50-50 could have gone better. That was a bit unfortunate. It was a bit unfortunate, to be fair. Decent read by Pond. He doesn't get the best hit though, but possession play by Excel is still looking good. Can't believe it though. 3 chances, 3 goals. This does happen sometimes. You are going to have this happen in competitive Rocket League, where you just run into a team who are taking every single chance that they get, and maybe you're not feeling as accurate on that day. What's Squishy doing? Is Squishy doing that girlfriend stream? Are they cooking together or something? What's going on? You're going to have to tell me. I saw his tweet earlier saying that he was going to stream with his girlfriend. Is it him and a waifu pillow? We're going to do a more team series review? I don't know, maybe. We'll see. This was just something I wanted to do out of my own curiosity, because I'm very curious of why Excel are doing so badly. Again, a very kind of thoughtless clear. This is very, very selfish, actually, by Excel. Now, they might be losing, but how often is this shot going to make it into the net? She's doing his makeup? Oh my goodness. The answer is not very often. So Marky a bit selfish there. Not to... I mean, he had lots of options. Let's think for a second. What could Marky have done here that would have been better than a long shot? It's well dealt with by Pond there. So yeah, Marky can smash this ball at the backboard, or something I wouldn't have been surprised to see him do is take a first touch and then shoot. He's got a lot of space to the right here. He could take a first touch and then go for a half volley from closer range. But he just goes for the long shot in the first touch and it doesn't work, and Pondix with an equally bad touch. Whereas he looks so goog. Squishy looks so goog with makeup. That's an interesting stream choice for Squishy. I'm curious. Are they in IRL section? Because that absolutely belongs in the IRL section. That's very IRL content. Finally a good shot by Pond, but of course the defense of the other team, they're just parking the bus right now. They're ready for anything. They've got 3 goalkeepers every single time. The other team are doing great 50-50s, has to be said. They're quite fast as well. Excel are not winning many races to the ball for free. Yeah, it's an IRL. Yeah. More like make people jealous of their small nose. I mean, I will admit there's not that much to say about Excel. I was kind of expecting it to be more team play misplays, but it's actually been it's been mostly individual misplays that's causing them to lose this. Can't really put this down too much to not being used to each other. They've been a bit unfortunate at times, but unfortunate or not, you're losing 3-0. Like, you probably deserve to lose. Like, they've had a couple of unlucky moments this game. And last, but... Or rather, and the first, but this is, you know, still 3-0, no matter what way you look at it. Again, they're just not quite fast enough to beat the other team, excuse me, to the ball. Who's worse on Excel? That's not really a fair question to answer. I mean, from what I've seen, none of them are playing particularly well. I think they can all be much better. Yeah, it's Now or Never. Good shot, good pass as well. This is kind of more what they need, just more deliberate clear balls, more deliberate forward hits. That's what they've been lacking for the most part. They've just not been thinking about what they're doing enough. Oh, another great save by Lindo. If they'd scored that, that would have been a very, very interesting final 14 seconds, but as is, a good save is probably going to be GG. And that's Excel 2-1 down in a best of 5. And I think probably the first series that they played this day. I know that Gfinity has round 1 best of 3s, but Excel probably got a bye because these guys have got lots of Gfinity points on the website. You get Gfinity points for doing well in previous Gfinities. So I would imagine that they got a best of, or got a bye in round 1. This is the first series they've had to play. Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong. Yeah, Excel just not looking good. Looking very, very, very nervous. So I think they're just worried to lose. They're already, like, they're losing 2-1. And all their confidence is just gone. They just, they're thinking, oh no, are we losing again? It's going through their heads. I mean, it's hard not to if you've just lost early in a DreamHack qualifier. And in another Gfinity prior to this. You know, the DreamHack qualifier wasn't the worst loss. I think who did they lose to? Did they lose to Fnatic? They lost to 2 teams in the DreamHack qualifier because it was double elimination. I've forgotten. Was it Veritas? Who did they lose to in DreamHack? Somebody help me out here. I could look it up, but too lazy. Yeah, Ponyx definitely rushing the play here. It's good speed by Niels. Getting a bit of a giveaway though. There's lots of these touches that are kind of to no one. They're just going out into the middle of the pitch towards nobody in particular except the other team. That's not what you want to see if you're about to start the comeback in a series from 2-1 down. Tenor bet the game finishes 0-2. I will not bet against that at all. Pondix should be scoring that. Not an easy shot, but that's what makes Pondix such a good player, is he usually puts those in. It's a very nervous performance. Bit fortunate again for the blue team. Getting pretty lucky with a lot of their bounces when they're clearing the ball, but that being said, they're also dealing with all of Excel's pressure exceptionally well. There always seems to be somebody ready to challenge these high balls. There's somebody ready to 50-50 on the ground if needed. Great defensive spread. And at 0-0, they look like the blue team looks like the one who are poised to take the lead, even though Excel have all the pressure, or the majority of the pressure. They have the majority of the attacks, the majority of the shots in this game. None of them look like they're really threatening the blue team defense. So when a team is doing this, when a team's sitting back and parking the bus, which the blue team are, they're absolutely sitting very deep here. They're looking for counter-attack gameplay. The way to beat that, or the way to consistently dismantle that, is to take more first touches. Don't just lump the ball at them, because they're going to be ready for it. And this is exactly what Marky does here. Just one touch, dribble. Doesn't need to take that shot on the first touch because he's got time. All the talent is pretty tied up at the moment in Rocket League. In another, if another Team Iris came along, you could be sure an Org would snap him up. Yeah, there's a lot of Orgs into Rocket League now. Certainly a lot of Orgs. Yeah, 1-0. Marky doing a dribble goal. No surprise there. Again, good save by Blue. 1 minute 45. So Excel now just need to hold on. They should just be bringing the other team forward to them, saying, okay, we got the lead, let's just make sure we don't lose it. Let's just make sure that we always have somebody ready to challenge everything, but that's not really happening. It's looking so dodgy. They had the save there, but it was a goal line stop. Pondix was absolutely not part of that play. This Arju's had some pretty key touches at crucial moments as well. Maximized? No, I've deliberately not maximized it because it's a lower quality an FPS than video than what I'm streaming, so it just looks really messy. This is some excellent passing play. Very unfortunate for the blue team that they didn't equalize there. All of Excel completely unprepared for that one. That's some good passing by Excel, but they just need to spread out for the final moments here. They're hanging on. All they need to do is hold on. Oh dear, one whiff. That is not good news. Pondix opting for the high ball. There's of course two options there. You can pop it up high or you can just try and keep it low as possible. Gets the demo there, but a bit fortunate. Could have been and maybe should have been 2-0 there for Excel. Instead, they're the ones under pressure in the final moments. But surely they can cross the line. Surely they can get the job done here. It's good waiting by Pondix. Well done there. Very good job. There, that break of rotation should be enough to take. So, again, not the cleanest to Marky Duda doing his celebration, which he says is very difficult to do. It is actually pretty hard to do. Alright. Game 5. This is a very interesting one. What teams are in this matchup? It's Excel versus a team that they shouldn't lose to. Let's put it that way. The game was 0-1. Could have won a tenner. I didn't want to bet. I'm on a VOD. For his sake. Yeah, Excel looked shaky that last game. Even the game that they won, that was extremely shaky. A lot of panicking in defense. A lot of scrambling around. Yeah, if you're against a team that you expect to be beating, then going for 50-50s on purpose is sometimes a bit questionable. Hey, what up, Sparkle Pony? Thanks for the 13.
Hey, lad.
How's it going, man? Appreciate that. Oh, Marky unfortunately missing on a double touch. Or a rebound, rather. Yeah, how's it going, Sparkle Pony? Welcome back. Still looking good in green. I love that green cheer badge. Such a good one. It's a good touch by Pond on the Z-back wall. Still low. This is so dodgy. Excel, I think their biggest problem when they're transitioning from defense into the midfield is that everybody's trying to get involved in the attacking play. Everybody's looking to get next in on the play, like get involved in the counter-attack instead of leaving one player deeper. Somebody more ready to, take over if something goes wrong. Is Johnny not going to Gold Rush this year? No, I don't think so. It's a good shot by Money Talk. Again, Pondix, if we look at what he's been doing for the past, look at all of Excel for the past 30 seconds or so. Look how far up the field they are. Their entire team, so far up the field. Niels and Marky both being aggressive on this play. I mean, does this look like a play that you want to go all in on this here? Marky's going for a goalkeeper. And Pondix is way off the wall. In this situation, if I'm Niels, I'm only going for this ball if it's super juicy. Which, do you think that looks juicy? I don't think that looks juicy. I don't think that looks juicy at all. That looks like a best case scenario, 50-50. Worst case scenario, you're getting beat to the ball and get scored on. Yeah, worst case scenario is what happens. That's definitely a misplay by Niels. I think he just misidentified what he should be doing in that situation. Decides to go up. Oh wait, was it Marky actually? Hold on, I might have just misread a nameplate. Sorry if it is. Oh, it is Marky. Yeah, it's Marky actually. My bad. Marky and Niels, because Marky's going by Marky Boy in this. Their names look identical in this quality, but it's actually Marky who's completely beamed this. Very, very risky to go up for this. I don't think this is worth going for. Yeah, it was Marky. Should have realized that both of his teammates were out of commission and that was a 50-50 at best. Never mind what happened. So yeah, should not be doing that. Only EU left and then casters. Yeah, only EU and then casters. Nah, Gold Rush 2, I don't think I'll be going. I would have gone if they asked me, but they didn't ask me, so probably won't be going. Right, now was that necessary by Pondix? I think it may have in fact been necessary. Let's see, this is pretty standard stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay actually to hit that ball away. I mean, it plays into the other team's hands, but he didn't have many options there. Great pass. An okay pass. Great save. Oh my goodness. It's just going to be one of those days, I think, Excel. It's just going to be one of those days. Another good hit. Again, good follow-up by the other team. Blue team are just beating Excel to the ball. They're reading Excel's passes so well, and this somehow goes in. What on earth has happened? Oh dear. They're not even watching the replays. C-Savage, thanks for 103 bits. Can you settle this for me and an acquaintance of mine? Is gumball candy? King Spectre thinks it's a vegetable. I say it's neither. I don't really know. I'd have to Google it, not gonna lie. So whatever Google says is what I would say. Oh dear. Looks like somebody just had no boost at the back or something. Because that should not go in. I think it's Marky, is it? I didn't see who it was. It was Marky or Niels at the back there. Completely out a boost and out of luck. And now 2-0. Excel just needed to switch it up a bit more. I think too many backboard passes, not enough infield passes. Because their infield passing was pretty good at times. If you didn't, I didn't pay you £1.03 plus fees for it. I don't really know, but I don't know. I would Google it. So I would Google is gumball excuse me, still got a cold. Is gumball candy? And whatever Google replied is what I would say. I got smashed yesterday several times. Mate, I like climbed yesterday. Back into Champ 2. Feels good, man. Ugh, my throat is so unreliable today. Sorry for all of the accidental choking on words. Lots of time being wasted here and no meaningful hits forward by Excel. Another ambitious shot that's just never going to work. Where is the passing? We saw the passing earlier in the series. It was there. Where is it now? It's just gone. They just look panicked. Every single touch looks panicked. Every single touch looks rushed. People flying up very ambitiously for things that don't look that promising. It's we like getting smashed. There's nothing I can do. Oh, on stream? Yeah, maybe I lost a bunch on stream. There we go. A pass from Marky. Back to Niels. This is looking a bit more promising. Starting to be a bit more unpredictable. Unfortunate that it didn't materialize. But good reading by the other team. The other team are just playing very well. I think more dribbling was probably the answer, to be honest. Because look how far back the other team are sitting. They're so defensive. And lumping the ball at back walls against a team like this is not ever going to work. You've got to try to do more dribbling. Got to try to maybe force more 50-50s. It's a bit of a counterintuitive thing. You think, okay, the other team's better than us. Or we're better than the other team, let's not force 50-50s. But if you're good, you can force 50-50s to go well in your favour. So maybe if in a player like Marky's situation, they're going to respect your dribbling enough that they're probably going to pre-jump your dribble. They're probably going to go high. And over the top and challenge, a bit too high on the ball. You could punish that by going low on the 50-50, but there's just no control for Excel. Absolutely no control whatsoever. so many individual misplays, like poorly hit open nets, badly aimed shots, just bad boost management and defense. A lot of just individual things going wrong. Yeah, not enough dribbling. I would have wanted to see more dribbling as well. Yeah, I hope they keep giving it another go. I hope that they fix their problem, or, you know, try to fix their problems, because they're all players I like. They're all players I want to see do well. I really want to see those guys do well. So, yeah, here's hoping. Here's hoping that Excel can fix everything that's going wrong. Alright, we're going to turn off that. But yeah, that's going to be it for the Excel VOD. I don't know, what do you guys think? What do you guys think Excel need to do to start winning? Thanks for the free advertisement. Yeah, welcome, Pondix. Twitch.tv/PondixRL. There he is in chat. Go give him a follow. I think they just needed to be a bit more patient. They were just giving the ball away so freely. The other team were parking the bus in defense, and they're just like, here, have the ball. Marky should be kicked. I think it'd be a bit early to do that. Kick Marky. Wow, you guys are savages. I honestly wouldn't. I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I think that team's got great potential, and I think Marky could be a big solution to some of their problems, which I think that they do get a bit down on themselves, a bit too depressed in comms when they're losing. Proper comms, more passing. Of course, there's going to be synergy problems. They need to get used to each other, but you know, other teams in Rocket League, they straight away have synergy, just like that. So it can't all be put down to synergy. You can't just say that. You can't just say that.
There comes a time in your life when you become alone, and you need to rediscover what matters in yourself.